know why your girlfriend has a headache every night when you get home and you try to, she has a headache because she's tired of paying her own credit card bill. Pay the credit card bill and fold your own laundry.
She is a grown adult. She's responsible for paying her own credit card bill. And if she's not actually having headaches, she's lying and being dishonest in the relationship. And that's unacceptable. If there legit is a problem, like she needs help around the house or whatnot, she needs to speak up about it. But men are not responsible for women's bad financial decisions. And if she's responsible for the home and he provides, that still doesn't give her a free pass to spend on whatever she wants. She should appreciate what he's doing and care about his needs being fulfilled in the relationship. And if he wants to leave that relationship because it's not fulfilling his needs long term, he has a right to do that, and she shouldn't turn around and play victim after that. Why is it that anytime a man has an issue in the relationship, he's automatically treated as the problem that needs to step up? Well, what about the woman? Maybe she's not doing enough.
So many of my girlfriends who are such catches, total package, it seems like there is a shortage of amazing men to match.
Okay, none of this is new information, but this has to be pushed back on. All of the legitimate content by men for men is always about men doing better. I get so much pushback from men when I tell men, hey, if you've given a woman the ick more than once or twice in the last year, you're the problem. And they push back. The point is legitimate content for men. We are trying to help men get to the gym. Yes, all women are hypergamous. Hypergamy is not a switch. It's not a choice. It's an instinct. Yes, most women have been promiscuous, and thus most women are not worth marriage. But don't get mad at women for that. You just make yourself the absolute best you can, including spirituality. I've yet to meet a man who is really about chasing excellence that doesn't find some form of spirituality where he is truly a better person at the end of the process. But the overwhelming majority of content by women for women has nothing to do with women doing better. It's all about blaming men. Now again, none of this is new information. We're bombarded daily with this propaganda, but it does need to be pushed back on. Because when a man tells another man, no, you shouldn't wife up the town bicycle, that's called hatred. But women go online and tell other women that men are by nature predators. All men are narcissists, and so on. And nobody bats an eye at that.
The idea I'm going to present to you now, ladies and gentlemen, will help you make sense of a great many intersexual relationships. It's going to sound a little strange in the beginning, but once you sit with it for a while, it will explain much of what would otherwise remain incomprehensible about why certain men and women get and stay together. Here it is. When it comes to intersexual relationships, a woman's only true competition is not another woman. It's not a man's friends or family or hobbies or interests. A woman's only true competition in a relationship is a man's solitude. Let's examine this further. When I say that a woman's only true competition is a man's solitude, it means that a man will continue to choose a given relationship as long as it continues to provide value over and above what he can produce in his own company. This one observation explains a lot. For example, it explains why so many men get involved with ratchet, low-value women. Why do they do this? Because they hate their own solitude. This is not quite the same thing as having low self-esteem, whatever that means. It means they cannot be with themselves. Their thoughts are too loud. They find their own presence boring and detestable. Like school children who will jump at any excuse, any distraction, to not complete their homework, men who despise their own solitude will latch onto the slightest possibility of a relationship with a woman, almost irrespective of the woman. It pulls him out of himself, a self that he finds unbearable.
If he says, I don't mind providing, if you stay home to cook, clean, and take care of the kids, then honey, he minds. That is not a provider. That is a traditional man.
Okay, so she's basically saying men who say that are like bad. And I'm just wondering, what kind of man do you want? Like, do they really think it's realistic for there to be a man where he's like, hey, just take my money. I have no ulterior motive at all. Like, you guys know the whole provider thing is misogynistic. But even aside from that, you're telling me that you expect your man to just like want to give you money for the vibes? Just to pay for everything just for the vibes? Like, these can't be real human being thoughts. And normally I wouldn't stitch this video because this video is from 2023, but this was so ridiculous I had to say something. It's kind of making some of these talking points make sense, because sometimes I'm like, bro, even if you're right about all this provider stuff and that's like how it should be, you're still wrong with the take. Like the concept that men are supposed to be providers and women are just supposed to sit around, like, how does that make any sense? Like, you know, when they say relationships are supposed to be give and take, they don't mean one person gives and the other person takes. They mean like they're both doing both. Like that video literally has 60K likes in a video where she's just like, you know what? Your man should just want to give you money for no reason. If your man expects anything positive out of the relationship, red flag. Like, what are we on here? Like in society.
I've got a septum ring and
shitty tattoos.
mommy of 4 kids. My kids and I are a package deal. Yes, I'm
Fat.
If you don't like that, keep it moving.
Dating with intention. Did I mention I'm huge?
Seeking a man who absolutely yearns for me and fights for me to the I have 17 holes in my ears. I got blown out gauges.
And that's not the only thing that's blown out, baby.
By the way, I'm broke as
And my alternator's about to go out in
2 months. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention
I got major legal issues and court dates coming up.
Getting coffee is not a first date. Take me to Steak 44.
I said I'm fat.
By the way, I'm not a skinny girl. I'm here to get married,
and then I'm trying to
Divorce your ass.
so I get everything.
If you don't like that, go keep swiping.
Where are all the 30-year-old men? That is the question I need to ask. Where are all the 30-year-old men, and why do younger guys love older girls so much? It's giving mummy issue. I go out once or twice a month with my friends. We don't go out clubbing. We go to like nice bars, brunches, restaurants, dinners. We normally go out in London. This is my hungover meal, hence why I look like this. I very rarely get approached by men. I think I give off the vibe that I don't date, because I don't date. When I do get approached, it is always by some 20 to 25-year-old. Occasionally, there is a 27 to a 28-year-old thrown in the mix. Very rare. I don't want to date a child. I have no issues with dating a younger man. My ex was younger than me. He was the guy I was seeing after him was younger than me. I always end up with someone younger. That's fine. I don't want to date a child. I don't want to date a childish...
All right, if you're in your 20s, you know dating is cooked. It's over for us. I literally just, like, don't even care anymore. There's so many reasons. Like, one, dating apps are terrible. It's a bunch of just, like, matching, complimenting, never talking. Matching, saying, hey, let's make plans, never talking. There's literally no point. It's just a game. It's literally, like, Clash of Clans at this point. And, like, also, even if you do get to that point, you have to go through, like, a week-long period of, like, texting and like stalking each other's social media to like see if you would like them. That's not how you get to know somebody in real life. Like, if I meet someone that I'm interested in, I'm off the rip, like, let's hang out. I want to get to know someone in real life, not like over text. That's just how I am. That's how it should be, right? And like pursuing people in public is cooked because you're like creepy and weird if you do that, especially at the gym, which is like the best place to find like someone you actually want.
I'm gonna be a totally 110%. I think I didn't find my husband yet because all the women expectations is really having the men go into a hole. Cause who the is y'all to say y'all want a man that make $500,000 a year?
You don't make half of that. You don't make.
They high because of y'all unrealistic ass expectations.
Hey man,
send me somebody that got enough to make sure that I got lights on, water running, I'm smiling and we eating. Y'all asking for the most. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat. I can't even say it right. Y'all want a man to buy y'all a boat, a yacht, and a crib.
Where's reality?
Pay for your kids' schooling, your desires, your kids' desires. Like that shit. You see, you hear how unrealistic that shit sounds. That's how a lot of y'all women sound. Ridiculous.
Amen.
That's why we ain't got nobody yet, cause y'all scaring them into a damn hole. Please separate me from everybody else.
Separate me too.
Husband, come find me. You ain't gotta make $500. You can make $500.
Make it
if
work.
You can make that work all year and I'm eating.
Amen.
I'm good.
Real high value men get the last laugh every single time. It always works out that way. We get better as we get older. We have more resources. We have more status. We have more access. We could always date younger too. And the women who are making rules saying they don't do this, they wouldn't do that, guess what? Those women are either going to settle or be single and stay single. However, the high value men, we could just walk away because there's always another option. There's always a younger, hotter, more valuable woman who actually respects us and who wants us. And it doesn't matter if we're 32, if we're 42, if we're 45, if we're 55. I've seen it firsthand. Real high value men always get the last laugh because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't want to believe this, but high value men run the dating market, not women.
The woman was saying, there's a plethora of good women out there, but we can't find them in. And the guy came on afterwards and he said, guys, you got to get to the gym. You got to do better. Don't worry about what they're saying. You really, honestly and truly just need to focus on yourself, which to a degree, to a large degree, I'd say I agree with. You get to the point to where talking about these modern women and focus on them, if you focus on them too much, then you're not going to be doing what you need to do, right? You're going to be so mad at them and their loser mentality indirectly is going to start affecting your life and the places that you go and the things that you do. And that's not what you want.
Most men do not initiate divorce like women do. But have you ever wondered why? It's not because they can't, because they totally can. It's not because they're weak. A man will literally endure a sexless marriage, a tense marriage, a loveless marriage, if it means he gets to see his kids every morning. He will tolerate the disrespect, the distance, and the neglect. But what's the alternative? If he initiates divorce, it can cost him his children, and that means another man in his home, another man influencing his son, another man around his daughter. And that's his trigger, because a man is biologically wired to protect. So he stays. He's protecting access to the people he loves and would literally for. But this is the truth that I need to tell you, men. Enduring all of that has a big cost. Your kids see it. They see the disrespect. They see the tension. They see the lack of love. They see their dad shrinking in his own house. And guess what they learn? They learn that love means tolerating misery, that marriage means resentment, and that a man's role is just to take it. And I'm sorry, but that is not leadership. That is weakness. Staying like that is destroying you, and it's teaching your children the wrong model. Your kids do not need a man who is perfect or withstands pain. They need a man and a father who is firm, strong, respected, and present. So start setting boundaries, real ones with real consequences, or you're going to spend years tolerating what you know is you, and your children are going to think that is normal. Loving your children without strength turns into a slow self-destruction, and that helps nobody. So respect, my friends, non-negotiable.
The number one sign you'll find a masculine leader, provider type of man is that you hop on a plane with me and fly to Oaxaca, Mexico, where I am bringing together about 20 masculine leader, provider type men who are going to help me build homes for families in underserved communities. And by the way, we're going to have some mezcal margaritas on a rooftop in downtown Oaxaca afterwards. I'm bringing a group of women, a group of men. We're all coming together to have an absolute blast. We're going to have fireside chats on love and relationships. We're going to get out of our normal environments and into an immersive experience where we're literally building homes for families that don't have homes. It's going to be a blast, and I would love for you to come on the trip. Comment Mexico. I'll send you all the info. As long as there's spots left, you can come to Oaxaca and meet some amazing masculine men. Comment Mexico, and I'll see you in Oaxaca.
You know what I'm realizing about men that I actually think is really cute? Like, as men get older, they become really, really simple. And I don't even mean that in a horrible way or a nasty way. I mean, like, in a really cute way. Like, all you guys really want to do is, like, eat some good food, play some kind of, like, gaming software, like your PlayStations or your Xbox, whatever, and sleep. I feel like if you had those three things, of course, obviously, like, making love in it. You guys, obviously, you like a bit of hanky-panky in it. That's four things you guys probably want out of life. I don't even think you want us there half the time. I just think you just want a little bit of, like, affection now and again. But I think you could happily survive without us.
Feminism created more lonely women than empowered ones. And
nobody wants to talk about it.
Look, I get it. Feminism was supposed to give women freedom, independence, and a voice. And on paper, of course, that
sounds great, right?
But let's talk reality, bro. A lot of women end up more stressed and more alone than ever. It stopped being about choice and started
being about competing against men.
outworking them, out-earning them, and acting like you don't need them. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear.
Needing someone isn't weakness, it's human.
When it comes time to settling down, they'll look around and start realizing that the lifestyle that they built isn't
fulfilling.
They've got money, they got freedom, but they don't have connection. Feminism told women they could have it all, but it never warned them about the cost. And until we admit that, more women are going to keep ending up
alone.
Normalize rejecting women with guy friends. You deserve better than this, and I'll tell you why. No girl needs guy friends, I'm telling you. My name's Jenna Nicole. Most of the time, this reflects weak boundaries, unrealistic attention needs, emotional outsourcing in general. This is also backup options energy, because she knows her guy friends are into her. She's not dumb. Women are biologically wired to be highly selective with the men they surround themselves with. The higher quality the woman, the less men she surrounds herself with because she's picky. This means her standards are high, and you want a woman whose standards are high. If you want to be a man who attracts women with high standards, who is naturally magnetic to women, I wrote a book on this for you.
My fellow single moms, are we actually dating, or are we just gonna continue to avoid it? Because me personally, it's been 2 years and I have not even dipped my feet into the water. And it's not even that I don't want love, but it's like, to this day, your girl is traumatized. And then I think back to like before I had my son and talking to my friends that don't have kids. Dating in our generation is horrible as is. And now I have to worry about not just me, but also my child. Like, do you want to go on a date? Where's your background check? Where's your fingerprints? I need a list of references. And even if I have all that, not really.
Because what I've learned from my show, the number one reason why some men are still open to marriage, the men that are, is because of children. Like, they want a legacy. Like, that's important to them. And they can't. Why'd you make that face?
Oh my God.
But that's the truth, Joy. Like, the men.
Legacy what?
What do you mean,
Do you
legacy?
have castles? What are you passing on?
Oh my God, Joy.
Besides generational trauma and bad hairlines,
Joy.
beards that don't connect. Ugh, this legacy is nonsense. I can't.
Oh my God.
What?
It's hilarious listening to Joy Taylor be critical of men, hairlines, and whatever it is that she's saying. Meanwhile, you would expect women to have this type of mouth when they are walking around looking like God's gift. And I look at her and I'm just like, what? What's the big deal here? She talks with the same spitefulness that she talked when she was in her early 20s. The only difference is that now she has 20 extra years of pain through her failed relationships, and it comes out in her talking points.
That's the truth.
So the men that I find that call into my show that are like serious about marriage and really looking for that, they're the men who want to be a part of their children's lives. They want, they want a legacy. They want a family. And that is...
Can we just say they want a family?
No, they want a legacy though. Like, they say
no
it.
one's going to talk about it.
They really say it,
In 3
Joy.
generations, no one's going to remember your name.
That is not true.
It is true.
That's currently true for many Black Americans because 3 to 4 generations ago, we were slaves. But it doesn't mean it has to be true for the next 3 to 4 generations, damn it. And now that we have the opportunity to build things such as generational wealth, legacy building is possible. It just depends how it's done. But your selfishness is on display, or rather, it's your degree of cope because you've been unable to have a man retain you long enough for this. So you're just unleashing your trauma onto the world. The level of cope here is inspiring.
We think we are the sun, the moon, and the fucking stars. You are a person, and more than likely, no one is writing songs about you, okay?
But if you
have
She's
children
a nihilist.
because you want to be a good parent and you want a family and you want to have that experience in this lifetime. This like legacy live on. Oh, you've done nothing in this life.
But
I'm
you said
saying
no
that
one's
so
gonna stop-
often I hear men be like, I want a legacy. You're not a good person. Because if you're just trying to have children, you don't want a legacy. You're making another broken family. You're bringing children into this world who have to struggle through you not being in the home. What the f- are you talking about? If you don't have a
pain.
wife, don't say the word legacy to me, please. Ugh.
The trauma.
I am a single mom and I have come to the conclusion that I'll never get married.
Let me preface this by saying that I am not anti-marriage. I think that you should make whatever decision for yourself and your life that you want. I'm just saying where I am and why I don't think that marriage is beneficial to me. In my mind and by my own experiences and calculations, the cons severely outweigh the pros when it comes to marriage as the woman and as the wife in a traditional marriage. The way that I see it, I would be losing out in every single aspect if I were to get married. The expectations for the
work, the emotional labor, the mental load would all fall on me. And I know what you guys are going to say. Some men really do their part. Some men really da-da-da-da. Okay, that's fine. I feel like that's more the exception than the rule. And I'm not going to base me spending the rest of my life with somebody off of the few good apples there are amongst the pool of toxic men. When I think about what my ideal life looks like, it's literally the life that I'm living now as a single woman. My house is the way that I want it to be. I decorated the way that I want it to be. There's no mess that I didn't make in the house aside from my 5-year-old, but he's a 5-year-old, so I don't mind cleaning up his mess. He's a kid. I don't want to clean up after a grown man. I don't want somebody in my face every day asking me what's for dinner. I don't want the expectation that you're going to be folding me like a pretzel every night. I don't want to feel the responsibility of having a partner who has high expectations, but is not contributing an equal amount.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
And the guy was kind of, he was kind of making fun of the average dude's experience on dating apps. It was funny, but this is how a lot of these ladies are presenting themselves. They have a whole bunch of issues that are going to be tough to deal with. I'm going to say up front that they're tough to deal with. And they get mad when a man reads that and say, oh, she's going to be tough to deal with. Don't think I want anything tough to deal with. That's when you start getting slammed and called sassy, or you're not a real man, because a real man would be able to take on all of this. That's true, but you also have to ask the real man, because after all, a real man is smart. A real man is wise. So you'd have to ask the real man, is it wise? Does it make sense? Is it prudent to take on this type of stuff that you have going on here?
I have a guy best friend that I do everything with. I never asked him to be in a relationship with me, but I did tell him that in order for us to be that I would need some sort of commitment.
Whose choice was it for y'all to have a friendship?
It was mine. His nickname for me is Pretty. So I know that he likes me, but I enjoy the friendship. I enjoy going out to eat.
I'm frustrated. I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm frustrated. Like, come on. You said you know he likes you.
At least he wants to have I know that much.
Okay.
Have you been dating other people in this time? Yes, and I talked to him about that. We're not having sex. I'm having sex with somebody else. Wait.
I'm so frustrated. Bro, what is happening? I gotta talk to you about your relationship problems. I gotta be there to vent to. I'm shopping with you. We going out. We eating. I'm paying for the meals. It ain't like she put her credit card down and she somebody else. That's just crazy to me. Be honest. Don't lie. Is the other you and your boyfriend?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Exactly.
But he gotta be your boyfriend.
Oh my God.
So what's the issue? Why are you not entertaining going to that level? You're not attracted to him whatsoever?
You
don't like him?
No. I don't want to mess up the friendship because literally, he is the only man that I have around that I can depend on.
Okay, wait.
Can I please say something? Mess up the relationship.
This needs to be a conversation of 3 types of emotions: emotional maturity, emotional responsibility, and emotional integrity. Come on. It don't sound like you're practicing good emotional integrity to keep someone around that you know how they feel about you. And I'm gonna reap all the benefits because I know he likes me. And I'm gonna come and confide to him about all the men that I'm sleeping with and what I'm doing. You have to have some integrity in how you dealing with that man. Because it's kind of messed up. Shoe on the other foot. We don't like guys that do that. And it's not your emotional responsibility to cut things off, but you have to have the emotional integrity and maturity to say, I don't need to stay friends with this person in this space. You started off by saying, this is my best friend, baby. This is not what friendship is made of. This is some we sit here listening like, girl, this is painful to hear on his behalf. He at home crying right now.
No, don't post this. Do not post this.
If a woman says any of the following, just know that she's in a bop stage or a 304 stage. If she says to you that she's in her healing girl era, she's a bop. If she's telling you that she's taking a break from dating, she's a bop because she's still giving out her number. She's probably still on dating apps. She's still probably answering guys in her DMs because no woman is ever truly single. She says that she just wants peace or she's peaceful. Just know that she's in a phase. She tells you that she's trying to find herself and she left her ex for herself. It's because she's in a phase. She's a bop. Finding herself means finding other dudes. She tells you that she's going back to school or she's trying to get her degrees. Just know she's in a phase. If she tells you that she is living her best life, just know that that also means that she's living her best life, making poor decisions and drinking a lot of alcohol, which AKA bop stage. And lastly, the final stage to any bop is religion. So if she's telling you that she's suddenly going to church or she's reading her Bible and she has a Bible quote in her freaking bio or anywhere online, it's because she's a retired bop or she's been a bop or is currently still a bop and is masking it through religion. With that being said, she's probably a bop. Okay, bye.
I keep getting, how am I still single? I think God keeps blocking me because I keep praying that prayer. Around this time last year, I matched with a woman who said she hadn't been to the Texas State Fair in some years. I said, we could do that as a first date. She said, yeah, that sounds fun. So we came up with a date and time for the following week. The next day, after coming up with this agreement, I reached out to her just to see how her day was going. Crickets. Looked online to see if there had been any kind of movement. Completely disconnected. She said she was a runner, and I guess she meant it. Then the funny thing was that she came up on another application and people you may know. I don't want to know that heifer. Her lipstick stuck on her teeth for an hour and nobody said anything. Then an associate of mine left me hanging. I saw her in a picture with a fine woman. I asked, like, who is that? So I was like, I don't know. I ain't get her name because we was just in the photo shoot together. You wasn't even thinking about me. Oh, selfish heifer. Then I was online having a fantastic conversation with someone. Lots of friendly banter. I followed her, she followed me, and I saw in her video she had different hairstyles. One looked like the old Jada Pinkett from Low Down Dirty Shame. I said, the short hair looks good on you. Next thing I know, Gone with the Wind in less than 10 minutes. Can't make this stuff up. And I can't tell y'all how many times this has been the situation. It is what it is at this point. I'll keep working on myself and enjoying life in the meantime, and God will let the dots connect whenever it's his time.
All right, so you want to know how to stand out from another guy.
How to stand out from every single guy.
There's 3 ways that you can stand out from other men when it comes to dating. These are 3 ways to stand out from the other men in her phone.
3 ways to make you stand out from any guy that's talking to you. 3 steps to stand out from every other man.
So many men don't understand that you're not competing with other men. You're competing with her. You're competing with her sense of peace, with her serenity, with her relief that she doesn't have to bail out yet another loser, with her sense of safety because she's not worried about being by someone who she thought she trusted. Her life is good. She's satisfied in her life. You're competing with a good life, and you have to elevate that. You have to be able to elevate her life to make it worthwhile to even talk to you. Now, that doesn't mean being a provider or protector. Okay, those are toxic terms that mean what she wants is someone who's going to take her life and make it better by being a good partner, by being communicative, by being able to be a friend, by being there for her in a variety of ways, not by being someone who then depends on her, expects her to, take care of the household or wipe their ass or anything like that. Man, it takes actually like emotional growth, and working on yourself to be a better partner. And I think that a lot of men are capable of it, but they just get defensive and think, well, maybe there's a trick to it. There's not a trick to it. There's really no trick to it. You just have to be someone who she wants to be with because you elevate her life in multiple ways. And this is bacon.
And usually when you are their type, they want to commit faster. Let me repeat that. Usually when you are their type, they will commit faster than if they are not. So when you can't get a man to commit, and they don't want to commit, and they're not even trying to commit, and they tell you they ain't finna commit, you're not their type. Okay? So you just need to understand that. Because if you were their type, they would be asking you for commitment faster because you are their type. Y'all have to remember, men date and they deal with women for totally different reasons than women date and deal with men. They deal with you for access to your body. They deal with you just so they don't have to be alone, and they deal with you because you want to deal with them. You understand? So you don't have to be their type in order for them to deal with you, in order for them to date you, in order for them to lead you on. You don't have to be their type. You just have to be willing to waste your time. Do you understand? So it's a sad thing that women will just go along with it and don't really care, or they do secretly know, but they're in denial about it. You're not going to get as much as you could, and you're not going to get the type of treatment that you would if you were with a man who's like your type. Get in where you fit in. Go where you are appreciated.
I'm a woman. So what you saying?
I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is
listening.
because if you with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that,
this
baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got two parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your ass or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much these on, so we don't know the difference.
And once again, I like the message that the guy was talking about when he said feminism has created more lonely women than it has empowered women, right? If, let's say, for instance, you had feminism and it's about, hey, we want to be equal. We want to, kind of level the playing field a little bit. And it was, okay, we take our talents, the things that we're good at, and we go do that. But what it's become is a lot of these ladies out here, a lot of modern women competing with the man. And when they can't beat a man at his own game because he's naturally that good at, I'm just naturally good at it, then they get upset. Once again, it's like me walking out here to a professional basketball player. I don't care, I'm in pretty good shape and pretty good conditioning. These guys are professional athletes. They pay thousands, millions of dollars in order to keep their body in the shape that it is. So the top athletes do that. I mean, you might be able to go to the gym and do whatever it is that you're doing, but these people, their whole diet, nutrition, it goes to making their body the best that it can absolutely be. So with all due respect, you're not cutting it close at all. I mean, and once again, it's no disrespect to you, but you're just not there. I'm naturally better, and then the money that I put toward it makes me even better because I'm just better at it. Modern women say, I will outspend you in order to get where you're getting. That would be true, and you could outwork me and outspend me in order to pass me up if I weren't working just as hard as you work. If I weren't spending as much, if not more, to get to where I am today. So it would assume that a man is being lazy in order for that to happen. And that's not the case.
Okay, if you're gonna make a video about your husband, how he's literally the worst man alive, and then your next post is not a divorce announcement, it's a pregnancy announcement, I need you to shut off your phone and stop telling us. You clearly like to be miserable. Stop telling us.
Now, this is something that I can actually agree with. However, there's a part that she's not discussing. And that part is that those same women that get online and complain about their relationships and marriages and paint their husband out to be the worst person possible and still stay with him, be lying. A lot of them do it for the validation and the attention of other women on social media because it feels good. That's why a lot of those women don't ever leave, because he's not really as horrible as they make him out to be. And not only do they refuse to leave, You never actually see this man. You don't even know if he really exists. And a lot of the times, if they do actually have a husband, he's not even on social media as much as they are. And so in turn, there's a good chance he's probably not going to even see the video that she made about him unless someone directly sends it to him, which is a slim chance, which now puts him in a position to probably never ever see the video. And if he ever does approach her about it, she's going to make light of the situation, make it seem like it's nothing when it really is something. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to be like, you know what, whatever. I'm not really tripping about it because I know it's not true, even though it should be a really big issue in a relationship. And then there's a good chance she's probably going to give him that head that she promised him 3 months ago. And he's going to feel better about himself. He's going to climax, go to sleep, and forget all about it. Unfortunately, that is the sequence for a lot of men in America. But you know what? I ain't got to listen to what I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
A dark truth a lot of men won't accept is for every woman that you want to date, you need to be 2 times better than her. What does that mean? You can't look at the woman that's your equal and expect her to be into you. You can't expect her to be into you because you're her equal. The average woman wants to date a man who's 2 times better than her. So if she makes $50,000, you got to make $100,000. That's not bad, right? But if she make $150,000, you got to make $300,000. So that means you don't qualify if y'all make the same amount of money. Right? It may be more or less for some women, right? Usually the prettier, the more higher the expectations. And I don't want to talk about the data because a lot of you beta male, data crunchers, y'all gonna sit up here and try to argue this. But it's 100% true. You have to be 2 times better than the woman that you're trying to date. And this is the dark reality. So for all you guys who on the couch, lazy, playing a video game, ain't getting no money, y'all got a harsh reality on the way, man. I'm talking about major depression. I'm talking about major struggling and suffering. You got to get up and do something, man.
One of the dumbest lies that these women who preach about toxic masculinity say is when they say things like, oh, it's okay for men to be emotional. I want my man to be emotional. I want him to vent to me. Be so for real. You do not want an emotional man. You actually find them repulsive. So sorry to all the men that had to endure that time period where being masculine was the absolute worst character trait you could have. We're kind of still going through that, but I feel like we're kind of coming out of it. But do not listen to these women. They do not want you to be emotional. They are lying to themselves. I am a woman that's not mentally ill. I talk to a lot of other non-mentally ill women on a daily basis, and we all agree that venting is very unattractive. Being hyper emotional as a man is very unattractive. And the thing is, these women that preach about toxic masculinity are actually attracted to stoicism. They are actually attracted to masculinity, but they have to lie to themselves to fit within the sisterhood. So then they go find an emotional man and they end up hating the relationship. They are completely exhausted by the emotions. And they get so upset when you put men and women into boxes. And truthfully, I think that that's fake outrage. But the thing is, I'm emotional as a woman. Most women are emotional. If my husband was also super emotional, this would never work. It would be exhausting. So how about we just celebrate the differences? How about we just celebrate the masculinity and the stoicism and say, oh, you know what? I need some of that in my life.
This is why men ignore women's signals. Because at some point in a man's life, he's picked up on signals that have been coming from a woman. And then he's acted on those signals, asking her out or whatever. And then he gets hit with the, oh no, I was just being nice. I'm not interested. I was just being nice. I'm just a nice person like that. That's just like who I am. Like I'm just a nice person. Okay, but I thought those were signals. Because, you know, other girls, when they're being nice, they don't do all of that. In fact, when other girls do that, usually it's because they're interested. And now I've acted on that, and now I look like an idiot. So now, anytime I think that a woman's giving me signals, I'll just ignore it. Because I don't want to go through that experience again. That was so embarrassing. Until a girl literally sits on my face. I'm not... Sorry, I don't know why I use that as an example. That's what she does. I'm still like, maybe she's just being nice. I don't know where that came from. I'm so sorry. But like, it is true. I need a girl to really like grab my face and be like, I like you. I do see the signals. I just ignore them. I'm just like, She is acting differently from the other women, but it could be she's just friendly. She's just nice. I'm just a nice person. I'm just a good person like that. Off! Other women need to call out those women. Those women are ruining it for you. Shame them out of that kind of behavior. Because now you give off signals and then men are ignoring you and like, oh, he's not interested. He might be interested. He just doesn't want to be embarrassed. That's not good for the women either, is it? So, I don't know why my voice is so high. Like, I'm so animated and upset about this. It's really not that important.
Friends with benefits. Sounds like a great deal, right? No strings attached, no commitment, just fun whenever you want it. But let me tell you the truth. It is a trap. especially for men who think they're getting easy without the drama. Here's what actually happens. One person catches feelings, almost always the woman, and when you don't want the same thing, it blows up. She gets hurt, you get blamed, and the friendship is dead. Or worse, you're the one catching feelings while she's just using you for attention and occasional. You became her emotional tampon and a backup plan while she keeps looking for something better. Either way, somebody loses. Real attraction does not live in this gray area. Women want a man who leads, who chooses her fully, or walks away with strength. Not a half in, half out situation that keeps her in limbo. And men, you're selling yourself short. You're training yourself to settle for scraps instead of building something real with a woman who actually respects and desires you. If you're sleeping with her, be honest. Do you want her or not? Step up and lead or cut it off clean. Stop hiding behind the friends with benefits phrase because you're scared of real commitment or real rejection. And remember, weak choices create weak results.
Would you consider yourself a traditional woman?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. So tonight we playing a game and we gonna have y'all do some laundry. Go ahead, bring the laundry basket.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is crazy.
Men like they socks matched, right? Match my socks, woman. See if you qualify for that nigga you want.
Let's go.
Look, this nigga gotta have $100,000, $175. Look, he gotta be over 6 foot. You better be able to at least match his socks. You feel what I'm saying? So, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, she got one. Okay. You better fold them up like hers. That's what you doing? Oh, no, you matching them, but I don't know if a nigga gonna accept that.
Listen, you ain't say fold them up.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, shorty, clean the plate.
1.
Clean plate club.
Damn.
Clean plate club.
All right.
100% completion.
Chat, so we got a winner. She matched all of the socks. Let's go ahead and give her the MVP chain.
Rock and roll. That's an honor, bro.
All right.
That's an honor, bro.
Who do you know is making chicks do laundry on a podcast?
Ladies, listen, I'm going to keep it so honest with y'all today. The reason why men tend to have it so much easier regarding getting ahead in life than women is because men naturally put themselves first. Men naturally are selfish. I would implore more women in 2026 to be just as selfish as men are. It is what it is. Not every man, but most men will put themselves first and make everything else in their life just fall in line. They'll create chaos and be like, well, what do you expect me to do? I got this, and this. I've seen men take on second jobs, overtime, start working out 3, 4, 5 times a week, and won't even discuss it with the mother of their children first. They'll just do it and just be like, this is what I want to do. I'm overweight. I want to get back in shape. Even though he's just as responsible as taking care of his children as the mother is. He'll just go out and, I need to make more money. Just get a second job. Overtime. I've seen men take mental health days. They'll just quit a job. Like they don't care. Everything else just has to fall in line. Women, you gotta be more selfish in 2026 if you want to get ahead. I'm sorry. And the reason why it's much tougher for women is because they consider everybody else first. And unfortunately, that puts you in a position to always second guess what you should do with your life.
You know, the woman, Ace metaphor was like, man, I'm frustrated. Because you had a woman that was, sleeping, her best friend or guy friend. She knew that he liked her. He made it very clear. Going out on dates. He called her pretty. In his phone, I think he had it listed under pretty or something like that. They talk about pretty much anything and everything, including her intimacy with other guys. But won't make him, exclusive. Won't be exclusive with him. He's paying for all that stuff. But then you go sleep with somebody else. First of all, that's extremely frustrating. You're draining that man of his resources, and that's very dishonest, to be honest. That's very dishonest of you. I don't want to mess up the friendship. So essentially, I know I have somebody that's dependable, right? This other guy that I'm sleeping with, it's like playing with house money. this other guy that I'm sleeping with, I'm not expecting too much from him. If I can get him to, that's what I'm saying. She's put this man in her back pocket. It's going to be years. And we've always, when somebody asks, how did you and dad meet? We've always just kind of known each other, but it never was really the right time. That's PR. That's her spinning it in the way that she wants to be remembered. But it's a lie. You kept that man in your back pocket because you were not ready to commit. You wanted to have a little bit more fun, and he was going out there messing around with other dudes. And he's like, man, what's wrong with me? What's up with me? And y'all are going to be upset, but you out here dogging this man out. Like I said, you're trying to see if it's going to work with other guys. And there's really no risk because I got a man in my back pocket and I'm going to hold on to him. So if it don't work out, I can just keep on going back to him. That's my rehab, and I go back out there and see if whatever works. I got a good man right here, but I'm looking for like a super good man. I think I can get better than him, to be honest. But he's a really good guy. This guy could be like an 80 or an 85, but I'm looking for a 90. Heck, but the way that guy's acting, he seems like he's at least a 90, 95, to be honest with you, because he's paying for all of that stuff and even listening to her messing around with other dudes. He's about a 95. He's about a 95, to be honest with you. But that and that's when it gets tricky, is because I got a 95 right here in my back pocket. Let me see if I can go for 99. Okay, I got a 99. Let me see if I can go to 100. And you might have 7 or 9 points within that 99 to 100, 9.1, 9.2, 9.3. And you might even drop down 9.99999% of the stuff that I want. But there's that last percentage, like that, not even a percentage, not even a whole one. There's like a last hundredths of a thousandth of a percentage that I'm looking for. And that's what God wants me to have. I want to get all that I can have, sitting up there messing around with people, acting stupid. And that's how you get to where she is in front of everybody, trying to basically, I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, you really don't care about that. I want to keep the dependable man in the friend zone in my back pocket, because I'm going to need him in like 5 to 10 years if none of this works out.